Hello, silly people, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Trey, and today is the final day of the 100-day march, or so I would believe. So here we are in July 3rd, which is the supposed end of this 100-day march. Well, we're already in the bonus, but I just couldn't put it all together. The colors for the backgrounds just aren't done, and there are tweaks and whatnot that needs to be done, but let's go over what I have. Okay, so now we have the comic in Clip Studio Paint, and this is the most developed page. The rest is pretty much in a state of chaos, but we'll go over all of that. So first off, I usually change the orientation. Boom. Slide that. So here we have page 1, all again the most developed one, and I have all my files, my folders, color stuff, things sitting on top of other things. So just a quick recap of how I usually. So here we have page 1 with all the folders that I have. I have the frames, the text folder, a lot of text, which also has the bubbles and the tails. I have an effects file. I have a colors file, a placeholder, which has the older stuff, and the OG file, which is the original that I like to keep pristine, and those are my file orientation. And then on top of that, I have like this one that sits outside. I have that on its own, sitting outside of the frames. And this, which is the colored characters that I use to paint the characters. And now let's go through all of the pages. Like, this is the most developed one. And number 2, everything in place. It just doesn't have the backgrounds, and that's what's annoying me, because I just couldn't get it done. Page 3. But everything else is pretty much in place. There are some tweaks and some cleanup that I have to do, adjustments and all of that. But page 4. But yeah, the stuff is in place. It just needs backgrounds. Page 5. This is a large introductory to the palace. Page 6. And luckily I also learned how to do the text, merge them together, and I'll go over that in a little bit. Page 7. Eight. And you can pause it if you want to read the pages as we go through them. 9. And this is when the colors get really rough. I still need to clean up some of this. 10. And 11. Now pages 12 and 13 are transition pages, and I kind of like how these turned out. I changed the inks to a color, and I put the starry background in the back, which might be a little bit too powerful. But it's a dance among the stars. And this is pages 12 and 13. So 12, and then 13, and again, these are transition pages moving towards the second half of the 24-page comic. But I like how this came out. And that's the transitions. Now after the transition pages comes the second half, where she wakes up in a new area. She hasn't changed much, as she notices. And then she goes from here. This is page 14. Page 15. She realizes what she wants is one of the power crystals is nearby, or she can feel the energy. And she gets talked to by this character who's a mystery. And then she heads off into his direction. And that's 15. 16. She finds calls himself the Green Sage, but she's very unserious, which is part of the reason I like her character. She just goes with the flow. Nothing really surprises her. Well, it does, but she just seems to roll with it. And she notices, the beast comes upon her. And that is page 16. 17, we have the larger image of the Wilder Beast, or Wilder Go. And the Green Sage, she's like, is this the guy? He's like, yeah, that's the beast. That she must defeat to get the power crystal energy, whatever. And so the battle starts. And that is page 17. 18. No talking on this, just battle. And I want an effect, a booming effect here. Still not in place, but we'll get there. And then the beast thinks he has her, but she's like, 21, 20 is the knockout, one hit KO. And then the aftermath, where the force is cleared up. Of course, don't have the background of that right there, but we'll get there. And, the Green Sage, she's like, I'm free. Thank you. I'll grant you a wish. And she's like, I got what I need. I'm out. And then moves on to her next adventure, where she's going to fall into a pool of water here. And that's 21 to page 22, where she falls into the water. And then she imagines where she wants to go. And then it's like a cosmic, watery transition thingy. There's no real explanation for it. She kind of manipulates space and time and all of that. She's quite unusual. And she, goes to the moon, or attempts to go to the moon. That's 22, 23. She hits a barrier really hard and then sinks into the cosmic sea, I guess you could call it. That's 23. And 24 is just water. Maybe I'll add some that star texture. And that is the end of the 24-page comic. And that concludes the comic as a whole, all 24. So that was the 100-day march from pages 1 to 24. If you wanted to read it, you can do so, but we're going to do this one final time in September. So let's talk about going over the schedule one last time for now. We did pretty much everything we needed to do except the backgrounds. So essentially, I failed the 100-day mark to get it all done within the time period, which is a great disappointment, but the saga continues. So in September, we'll come back. I'll have the summer break. Everybody does their summer thing, and I usually get back to steady work back in September. And so September 9th, we will check in on this one last time. And I better have those backgrounds. And after that, we'll do a week of recap and what did I learn. putting all my learnings and musings on this whole process together. And then we'll finally put this whole thing to bed as we move on to new projects. After this will probably be inking stuff. But that'll be in the future. So that was, come on, the 100-day march. Thank you so much for joining me, even though I did not complete it, which will annoy me for the whole summer until I get it done. Now is going to be the summer schedule, where I don't know exactly how often I will post. Pretty much I like to enjoy my summer. I'll try to do every other week, have something, don't know what it will be. But other than that, I hope you enjoy your summer, and I will see you on the next video. So take care, keep shining, power to all the creators, and I will see you soon. Okay, for a short demonstration on what I have learned about the tails and combining word balloons. So I have a sample over here, which is, oh, wait, what do you mean? It's over? So those are the linked dialogue. And then I hit T. I use the ellipse balloons to make the balloons. Go to balloon tails. And I can go to O and then go towards the next balloon. Right? Double tap it to end it. And then, wait, what do you mean? I go to that text balloon, and I touch inside of that, and I touch into the next one. And double tap. And then, oh, it's over is the last one that I linked to the person's mouth. So touch inside, and maybe let's make it a little curved. So touch and then touch, double tap. And so to combine these all into one word balloon, I just found this by accident. So you go to the top one, put this one over at the top. And then the next one, the wait, what do you mean? Right under that. And so go to the O, and there's this little button, this icon that says combine to layer below. Combine to layer below. Touch that, and it has joined the two. And so now, wait, what do you mean? Is now the layer that has both of these. And then I say, again, combine to layer below, and it combines it. And so now I have all of this. So it's like saying one thing, then another thing, then another thing, and then that all leads to the character. And I just found that randomly by accident. And now I'm passing it on. And that was the bonus. So I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.